You can come to the fan base room. You could speak in here. It's still being recorded. You could come on the Instagram live, or you can go watch us on YouTube. We everywhere, man. But today, today I got a crazy message for y'all today. A crazy message for y'all today. If you will, grab one of them books that I like to read. This one is called the Bible. You go grab that book. I realized that you were. So I need you to go grab one of these right here, one of these Bibles, right? This joint got my name on it. Well, it used to, but grab this, right? And I want you to go to the book of Ecclesiastes. That's what we're looking at today. And in there, we actually gonna talk about a couple verses, but wisdom or wealth is the question. Wisdom or wealth is the question. And why is this a question? This is a question because I myself, being a young Black father, I have found myself chasing wealth so very often in my lifetime, y'all. So very often. And when you chase wealth, you tend to get lost in the chase, right? Whatever you chasing is going to get away from you anyway. But Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 10, it says, those who love money will never have enough money. How absurd it is to think that wealth brings true happiness. Those that love money will never have enough money. Now, it didn't say that you couldn't need money. It didn't say that you couldn't like money. It didn't say that you couldn't be good at getting money. It said those that love money. What does that mean? That means that if you're putting money above your responsibilities, putting money above your obligations, putting money above the things that you know you're supposed to do, putting money above God, right? Putting the God within below the money that you're trying to get, you'll never have enough. See, the reason that we become other than ourselves sometimes, the reason that we act like who we're not, is because of our circumstances, right? You might you might go to work and do what you're supposed to do if you know that your power is on when you go back home. But you might even clock in if you know that you can go to the grocery store and buy food because it's safe, right? But what if in an extreme case, right, society collapsed and there was no electricity and you didn't know when it was coming back on and there wasn't no grocery store that you could go to? You would start to do things that are outside of yourself, correct? Right? So when people are in a bad circumstance, they tend to act outside of themselves. When people are in a situation that they don't feel like there is a way out, they tend to act outside of themselves. Look at these celebrities, look at these music moguls and these rappers, right? They do things and sacrifice things and act as if they're not themselves to get the things that they want because they come from an extreme situation of poverty or an extreme situation of homelessness or an extreme situation of just not having, just growing up without nothing, just growing up and not having anything. What up? How you feel? What up? What up? What up? Rico Suave in the building. What up, bro? And the Lord Elo Hecka. I hope I didn't mangle that. But what up with you? How you feel? Get excited. You already know. So yeah, when you in certain situations, bro, you begin to act outside of yourself, right? You tend to let the God within die a little bit, and that devil within grows a little bit, right? You tend to do more things that you probably are embarrassed that you even told somebody you did. Because I know I've done some things that I'm not even about to repeat on here. You feel me? Wisdom always come before wealth, and that is the gist of the message today. So it says, those who love money will never have enough. How absurd it is to think that wealth brings true happiness. Now, when I read this book, right, I was like, this is an interesting story because it starts off with the dude Solomon, right? Solomon is the wisest king that ever lived on the earth. He's the bull that had everything he had. 30 million concubines. Solomon had all the women, he had all the money, he had all the land, he had all the houses, he had the cars. It wasn't even no cars at the time, but Bull had everything. And in the beginning of this book, the first thing he says is, everything is meaningless. That was the first 3 words of the book, yo. When he's talking about everything, he's talking about all the things he's accumulated. But why is he saying that? Why is he saying everything is meaningless? Because that sounds crazy, right? If I go tell a broke man right now, hey, bro, I got 5 houses, 17 cars, and 30 wives. You can have that shit. It's all meaningless. He probably gonna look at me like, man, it's too good to be true. What you talking about? What you want? What is the catch? What I gotta do? You feel me? So I saw, and this is chapter 3, verse 22. So I saw that there is nothing better for people than to be happy in their work. Solomon, the dude that has everything a man could ever ask for, is telling you that all of that shit is meaningless. The only thing that you really want to do on this earth, because you have to work, right? You got to do whatever God made you to do, whatever God sent you down here to do, you got to do it. If you don't do it, you're just going to be miserable anyway, because there's no big difference between a rich man and a poor man. This is what the book is talking about. There's no big difference between a rich man and a poor man. Wisdom would be the only difference. Wisdom would be the only difference, right? And the reason that it's more important to be wise than it is to be rich is because a fool and his money soon depart. You know how many times I didn't have, bro? I made 100K 3 different times in my life, bro. 3 different times. Where is it at? Because a fool and his money will soon depart. So you have to seek the wisdom before you seek the wealth, because if you don't have the wisdom, you're going to lose the wealth. But let's say you don't have no wealth at all, but you just a wise motherfucker. You just wise. You just know shit. You can always be wise enough to go and accumulate those riches once more. You can go get whatever it is that you need. You can go make however much money you need to make, because being wise, you have the ability to do so. But if you are poor and you're not smart, oh, you fucked up, buddy. It's not much you could do with that. That combination right there, it's only about 2 meals you can make with that combination, bro. So seek the wisdom, bro. Seek the wisdom, right? So another verse, it say, chapter 4, verse 12, Ecclesiastics, it say, a person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but 2 standing back to back can conquer. And 3 is even better, because a triple braided cord is not easily broken. Why am I giving you these verses out of this Bible? Why am I talking about the book of Ecclesiastics? 1, because the author is King Solomon. King Solomon is someone that I personally look up to. It was a real person in real life. King Solomon had everything. He had so much that all of the kings around the world used to come to Jerusalem to learn from King Solomon. They used to be like, dang, bro, you really got your economy popping. How you do that? He like, yeah, come down here, man. You know what I'm saying? The coach class is 197 an hour. You feel me? I give you 6 hours. You know, you want to do the week, it's only this amount. Come down here. I come teach you. You know what I'm saying? I got a class every Monday at 5 p.m. Come through, bro. Get excited. What up, Darnell? How you feel? You want to come to the stage? Let me know. Come right up here. You already know. We talking about wisdom over wealth today, man. I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on Instagram. So if I don't see a comment or a chat on the fan base, just bear with me. Charge it to my head, not my heart. You already know. So again, chapter 4, verse 12, we read out Ecclesiastic. It says, a person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but 2 can stand back to back and conquer. What does that mean, right? Remember when we talked about how having the wisdom is better than having the wealth, because a fool and his money will soon depart. One time, Nipsey Hussle was asked a question. They said, yo, are you the smartest person in your camp? He said, no, I'm probably the dumbest. I'm probably the dumbest. He's the one that takes the action, but the people behind him are the ones that's telling him, hey, bro, I think it'll be better if you do this. I know your plan was to do that, but if you do this, this, and this, it's going to turn out this way. Why do you need counsel when it comes to being a wise person? Darnell, you want to answer that? You know why you need counsel when it comes to being a wise person? Why you can't be wise by yourself?
Good morning.
Morning.
So it's all about the more you learn, the more you know you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And when you collectively when you intentionally collaborate with other people, there's another a third party, as we all know, that shows up when two or three come together. My name, there I am in the midst. So when you collaborate with other people, the third power, which is activated for us to gain more understanding, gain more energy to understand, and to start taking steps, small steps up front, and then those steps become multiplied over time, and the compound effect of doing small things many times, of course, turns into something, whatever you wrote in your notebook.
Yes, sir. Where my applause button at? I don't even got that. I'm gonna do this. Yes, sir. So he needed the air horn for that, yo. If y'all wasn't listening, run it back, man. Go watch the replay. Go watch the replay. So the next verse, right? When it says, when it talks about the wisdom and it talks about you having it is better than, because I cannot reiterate enough that doing the knowledge and having the wisdom is far more important than chasing the wealth, bro. You're going to lose the money if you don't know how to handle it. I told you before, I have made $100,000 three different times, bro. Three different times. All I got is a car. I don't even own a house. You see what I'm saying? So a fool and his money will soon depart. Remember that, y'all. Now, in chapter 7 of Ecclesiastics, verse 5, it says, it is better. I'm sorry, not verse 5. It said verse 11. It says, being wise is as good as being rich. In fact, it is better. Wisdom or money can get you almost anything, but it's important to know that only wisdom can save your life. Only wisdom can save your life. So you can have a bunch of money and think that you're going to skate through life. But if you don't have the wisdom to understand how to skate through life, you might get tripped up by somebody that wants your money, because nobody can take your wisdom from you, but your money is up for grabs, bro. And when you're gone, when you die, when you leave this earth, somebody got to take the stuff that you accumulated anyway. So just like the beginning of the book says, everything is meaningless. All those material items, all of that, the clothing you got and the sneakers and the house you built and the car you drive and all of that really is meaningless. The wisdom is more important, because I can pass a car down to my son, but that doesn't mean he's going to take care of it. That doesn't mean somebody not going to steal it. That doesn't mean that he ain't going to park it in a bad neighborhood just not knowing. But if I pass this wisdom down to my son, that's something no one can take from him. What, they going to hit him over the head with a monkey wrench? That's the only way you're going to be able to rob him of his wisdom. Right? So the wisdom is always more important than the wealth, y'all, no matter how it is that you look at it. Verse 14 in chapter 7 says, enjoy prosperity while you can, but when hard times strike, realize that they both come from God. That way you will realize nothing is certain in this life. The only thing that we can definitely bet on is that we are going to die one day. A wise person thinks about death often, right? It says that in this book too. I need to find the verse. It is better to spend your time. What did it say? Yeah, verse 4 of chapter 7 says, a wise person thinks much about death, while a fool only thinks about having a good time right now. So what does that mean to me? When I read that, I think we all know that there's an end coming, right? So we can't pretend that there is not. And when we pretend that there is not, we tend to lose track of why we are even here. If I send you into war right now and don't give you a mission on what to do, you might put your gun down and become a citizen of the country we invaded. You might go AWOL and just start robbing different soldiers for different items and trying to start your own militia inside of the country we invaded. But if I put you on the ground and tell you, hey, bro, that platoon over there, we got to take that joint over, and then we're going to draw this truck to the thing, and then we're going to do, yeah. If you have a plan, you feel me, then you're going to know what to do. But if you come down here, if you come into life thinking that it's just fun and games, bro, you're not ever going to get anywhere without a destination. You can't tell the GPS where to take you if you haven't told it where you want to go. So wisdom is always better than wealth, because wisdom will bring you wealth, but wealth cannot bring you wisdom. A fool and his money will soon depart.
I add something to that.
Yeah. I be trying to like stretch the message, but the point is so clear, man. It's so clear. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I just got you know how you can paint something a different color. It don't make it better. It just makes it where But I got you. Understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then all right, so the last verse I want to read, man, it's probably one of my favorite verses out of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 1. A good reputation is more valuable than the most expensive perfume. Now, in that time, in Solomon's time, perfume was like, is how a rapper has a chain on now. Why was perfume so expensive? Because it took so much to create it, right? So, and it came from a faraway place. So a good reputation is more valuable than the most expensive perfume. What is that? What does that mean to you when you hear that, Darnell?
All right, bro. Question.
Oh, it says a good reputation is more valuable than the most expensive perfume. I said, what does that mean when you hear that?
A good name is worth way more than money, because if you have one person say something negative about you, that one person is going to tell one, and it's going to multiply very fast.
Yes.
But a good name, if you have a bunch of people doing the same thing, Darnell's a great photographer. You should call him. Hey, have you seen his work? Have you done? Oh man, he's amazing. He helps kids. We have people doing that. It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Because like
reputation, and also the reputation is reputation means when you're not there, people still think whatever it is about you, even if you're not present in a physical form. So reputation is almost like a branding, if you will.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what reputation is. That was a great answer. Yeah, man. It's better to have a good reputation than it is to have anything expensive or anything you can stun on people with. Because a good reputation, like you said, man, that gives both of those things multiply, by the way, y'all. A good reputation multiplies, and you having something, people knowing that multiplies as well. Now, in the world that we live in today, would you rather want the fact that you own something multiplying, or would you rather want the fact that you do good business multiplying? I want the second one, because that's going to bring me more business. But the first one, that might bring somebody that's trying to take what I got just because they know I have it. Oh my God, you got the only gold PlayStation 5 in the whole world. They only made one copy and it's at your house. What's your address? How much is that Joan worth? Like, you feel me? That's the first thing that people go and think. How can I get that? But if somebody says this dude is the most reputable public speaker in the world, I'm not a preacher, I'm a speaker. I'm talking to myself. Y'all just happen to be listening. If they say, "Oh, this dude is the best author or greatest father or whatever," or any of those things, that somebody can come to me and ask, "How did you do that?" And I could say, "Well, I charge $197 an hour for coaching." You understand me? What up, Folkland Lowe's? How you feel? So yes, having a reputation is way better than having some material items, man. And now this last part in Ecclesiastes that I want to go over, y'all. This one is what really blew my mind the most. Chapter 9, verse 16. It says, "Then I realized that though wisdom is better than strength, those who are wise will be despised if they are poor." What he's saying here, what King Solomon is saying here, is that you can be the smartest man in the world, but if you don't, so basically, if you're wise, the only people that you would be informing is not other wise people. The people you would be informing are fools or people who are less wise, right? Which is considered a fool. So if I am super wise, but I'm informing fools, what attracts a fool? Wisdom doesn't attract a fool. What's on the surface attracts a fool because the wise person knows that what's on the surface does not matter. Remember, the book starts with everything is meaningless. So what you look at, what you see does not matter, y'all. It really matters what's on the inside. It really matters what that person has that is of value on the inside. But someone that's wise is teaching someone that only sees on the outside. So how do I attract someone that only sees on the outside? By having things that are shiny, you know, the shiny object syndrome. So that means that if you are a poor wise man, no one will listen to anything you have to say. But if you are a rich wise man and it is visible that you are rich, people somehow believe that you have all of the answers because in that poor mind state, they believe that those material things are what they really need in life. Why do you think all rappers have to wear a ginormous chain? Because that makes regular people distinguish them from regular people. If you in the club and you see one dude surrounded by 80 other dudes, and the one dude got on a big old chain, you know which one is the rapper. It's super obvious which one is the rapper. You feel me? And that is not by mistake. That is not by mistake. It is literally biblical. Then I realized that though wisdom is better than strength, those who are wise will be despised if they are poor. Because the first thing people are going to say is, well, if you know so much, why you ain't got no money? Because I know so much and I know that it's not that important. So another thing about this money thing, right? When whatever you chasing is going to flee from you because you can't chase something that's not running. That's the definition of chasing something. It has to be trying to evade you. So when you say I'm paper chasing or I'm chasing a bag, you are literally telling the bag to keep running away from you. When you are wise, you attract the bag by being who you are. And that is money is a byproduct of you being who you are. That's it. It's that simple, y'all. So if you want money, stop wanting money. Want impact. Want change. Want to teach. Want to help. Want to serve. Those are the things that are going to get you paid, y'all. I'm Merch Life J, motivational, inspirational speaker for parapreneurs across the globe. And that was today's Impact Meeting, man. Any feedback, any Q&A, anything you want to say before we get up out of here, Darnell?
Yeah, what you're doing is relevant. I'm glad I clicked in. Sometimes people who don't have numbers on the screen, that it may seem like, whatever, but this is more valuable to me to be able to be valuable to you, and you can be valuable because you saying some stuff, bro, and it's really impactful, and I appreciate it very much. Excuse me, earlier I wasn't trying to add to your wisdom, bro. It was just, I've been doing this for a long time. But what you just said in that last part, you got to be. I teach 100 kids how to do photography, and the thing is, they always ask, like, what do you have? Like, what they always add, they wanted to know. So I started adding, parts of my wealth and some of the income that I earned from pushing a button on the machine. And now their attention has peaked because I shared that I made $3,000 in 2 hours. And they met, oh, wow, okay. So attention paid, now they're paying attention. So what that scripture is saying is absolutely true. And if you chase money, it will take wings and fly away. That's in the scripture as well. So I appreciate you, bro. I'm enjoying your count.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for coming through, man. And this is the Impact Meeting every day between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. I'm sorry, every day between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. I'll be doing this. Sometimes it doesn't last an hour. Sometimes it lasts longer than an hour, but we play by ear. We do what God telling us to do, man. In the last verse, before we get up out of here, this is I keep telling y'all this is my favorite verse. This is probably one of my favorite books, period, though, in the Bible, though. Chapter 11 of Ecclesiastes, verse 6. Be sure to stay busy and plant a variety of crops, for you never know which will grow. Perhaps they all will. That's fire. That's fire.
Hey, that's vicious right there, bro. What's that verse again? We put that in the chat, bro.
Yes, sir. It is Ecclesiastes.
That 10.
Chapter 11, verse 6.
That's 6, okay. That's 6. I ain't gonna get that. I got it.
Sir. All right,
That's what I
man.
do. What I do every day, bro. I'm placing everywhere. They say how you get so many jobs. I say I just keep on playing.
Yup. Hey, you doing exactly what God told you to do, bro. You following the owner's manual, and that's why you're successful.
That's refreshing, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Peace.